Hi there, I'm Garrett Goodell with G Squared Studio, a web development company located here in California, Northern California to be specific, and even more specific in Sonoma County. So today I'm going to be talking about, you have a website, now what? What do you do? How do you actually drive traffic to that website? Let's check it out. Okay, so you have a website. What are you going to do now? You want to drive traffic to your website, right? You don't want it just to sit there. You've just spent money, you've put time into it, I'm sure a lot of energy, maybe some stress, maybe some sleepless nights even potentially, and you want to make sure that this asset you've just created for your business is actually going to pay off. It's going to help generate more business or more revenue for your company. So what do? First of all, hopefully your website has a goal. Hopefully you built this website with some intention. You know, when people get to this website, you want them to take this next step. Sometimes it's very simple, such as call me, fill out a contact form, download this white paper, things of that nature. So first step, make sure your website has intention. If it has that, then this video is truly going to be of value to you. Let's drive traffic to your website. There's three main ways to do this. One is paid advertising. You can do paid advertising through Google or Facebook or some other avenues as well. I'm not going to be diving into that today. Another is using what you own. You can own an email list or a mailing list, and you can send out marketing to them to try and drive traffic to your website. I'm not going to be diving too deep into that. We'll be touching on it just a little bit though. And number three is creating valuable content and then getting that out into the world and using that to drive traffic to your website. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And the reason we're going to be talking about that today is because this is something anyone can do. Any business, whether you've been in business for 50 years or 50 hours, you can use this approach to help grow your business, to help drive traffic to your website. So let's dive in. So, creating content. That might sound really overwhelming. It does sound really overwhelming to a lot of people. There's a lot of pieces. There's a lot of moving components. First of all, there's three main ways in my mind to create content. You can do written content. You can do audio content like podcasts and so forth, or you can do video content. I typically like to focus on video content. I think it is really one of the most powerful approaches to creating regular content for your business. So I'm going to be using that as the example as we talk through all of this. So let's say you want to create some content. And the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is, what do I talk about? What do I do now? Like, I know I want to do this, but how do I make sure that what I'm creating is actually going to be beneficial? Well, it's awesome you're thinking that way, because making sure your content is beneficial is the number one piece here. It's making valuable content. How do you know your content's going to be valuable? Well, there's a few different things and avenues to go down to make sure that the content you are creating is valuable. First thing to do, this is the one I recommend to all my clients if they're thinking about creating content, is just sit there and think. What are the questions that you get asked the most? What question comes up in every new client interview? What question comes up on that first phone call you receive from a potential new client? What questions come up when you're at networking events and people ask you about your business? Those questions are the first pieces of content you should create. These are obviously questions that many people have and are going to maybe be looking for. And if you have them on your site, it's a simple thing. You get that email from someone, hey, how do I do this? Oh, let me send you this video I created, or this podcast I created about that exact subject. And then you don't have to field it. You can just send them the video. It's so simple. It's awesome. So what do you do now that you have, So that is one of the quickest ways and fastest ways to figure out some valuable content you could be and should be sharing. Another way, or another thing you can do to find out what you can do to create some valuable content is do some research. What are the leaders in your industry? What are they talking about? What subjects are coming up in their blogs? What subjects are on their YouTube videos? What subjects are in their podcasts? Those subjects could be really good subjects for you to talk about, especially if you dive a little bit deeper and you find out maybe what's the number one video that they've put out. What subject is that about? That could potentially be a great video to get you started, to get things rolling. So, what are the questions that are being asked of you all the time? What are the subjects that the leaders in your industry are talking about? And then the third is you can actually call previous clients and find out some of their big challenges they had before working with you. Those would be great subjects to talk about. Or you could talk about the values you've provided to them, how you've eliminated those challenges through what you've done. So you can talk about the benefits that you create and what those specific benefits are and how they help. Another great way to find valuable content to put out there. Great. So now you have three different ways to create content, or like mediums to put content on, and you have three different ways to go find material to talk about for these content blogs, vlogs, videos, podcasts, whatever approach you decide to take. Now what do you do? Well, what I strongly recommend to do, because again, the goal is to drive the traffic to the website, is to put that big chunk of content on the website, whether it's a video, a podcast, or a typed out blog. Put that long form content on your website, and then search through this content you've created. Find the nugget. Find the potentially the most valuable piece of information or the most intriguing piece of information. The thing that makes people go, ooh, that was really helpful, I want more. Or, that's really interesting, I want to read more. Find that nugget. I know you're going to have it in there. You just you're creating content around something you have knowledge in. This is your business. So that nugget's going to be there. Find it. Once you've found that nugget, snag it. If it's in your written content, copy and paste it. If it's in your video, edit just a little snippet of that content and then put that on your social media channels. I'm not sure what channels you're on, but you should be on social media. It's one of the best platforms to be marketing. It is quite cost effective. It's free. Everything I've told you so far is free to do. And you can get it out there. Put that snippet and then tell people if they like that snippet, if they got value from it, come on over to my website. Come on over. I got more value here. Then they're going to dive in. They're going to read that content on your website. They're going to get value from it. And then they're going to be like, hey, I want more. And they're going to maybe read another blog or two that you've posted. Or maybe just go straight to your sales page or services page or product page and start diving in. You have now gotten more people to your website. You are now driving traffic to your website on a regular basis. Don't expect this to blow up right away. This does take some time. You will get better at it over time the more you do it. But this is the best bang for your buck approach to driving traffic to your website, to getting that asset that you just created really, really working for your business. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got value from this. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. Let me know. There you go. You have a website. What next? Create valuable content and get it out into the world. Get people to your website. Thank you. Garrett Goodell with G Squared Studio.